most people live a life of quiet desperation. Often get stuck on themes and ideas and notions, and that seems to be the one at the moment. And the theme at the moment is that we need to create the adversity in our life. And we need to create the challenges and obstacles. Because when you create adversity and challenges in your day-to-day life that are bigger than anything that could be thrown at you, then life becomes easy. If you choose easy choices, your life will be hard. If you choose hard choices, your life will be easy. I can't see it any other way. Cannot see it in any other aspect than that. That if you are constantly choosing the easiest way, the simplest way, the quickest route, life is going to be hard. If you choose dopamine, if you choose instant gratification, life is going to be hard. Whereas if you choose to do the work, if you choose to do the things that are required, even though they are hard, even though you must delay the gratification, even though you must put off the wins for the future, you will be successful and you will have an easier life overall. Because when you on the daily choose adversity that is greater than the stress that life will place on you, the stress that life places on you is nothing. It's a flash in the pan, it's a drop in the bucket, it's And that's why we do it. And I always come back to this thing. As I get these questions, and people are like, well, you talk about these things as a whole, but what you teach is fitness. Yes, because fitness is the cornerstone. It is the halo effect habit. It is the one that builds into everything else. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I stand by the fact that you cannot most certainly be the best father, but definitely also be the best man you can be if you are not in great physical shape. What is the Aristotle quote? It is the greatest failure of man to never recognize his true physical potential and see who he could be. Something to that effect. Obviously, I didn't say it as gracefully as Aristotle, but it is true that you cannot reach your highest level. You cannot be the best version of yourself. You cannot excel in this life unless you are willing to be in great shape. You are willing to do the things that put you in great shape. Because that's part of it. That is part of the game. If you aren't in great shape, how can you show up as the best version of yourself? You're going to lack energy, you're going to lack confidence, you're going to lack motivation, you're going to lack discipline. You're going to lack the ability to do a lot of things. Your body is going to fail you and let you down at some point. And yes, of course, I get the people who are like, oh, that can happen even if you're fit and healthy. Yeah, it can. It's fucking less likely. And like we discussed yesterday about finding the heaviest load that you can carry and picking it up and carrying it. You become a different man doing that. You become a better man. You grow into someone who is better, who is able to handle more, who's able to do more through those choices. So it's not just the status symbol of having a great physique, which it is. Because having a great physique is something that can't be bought, can't be stolen, can't be traded for. It must be earned. And it shows the world that you have the discipline to do the work, especially when you're older, especially if you're not just in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, etc. It shows your level of commitment and dedication to yourself and to things that are important. And this is part of it, that so many men especially, I think, are living this life of quiet desperation because they can't even control what goes in their mouth. They can't even control the actions that they take on a daily basis that will set them up for a better life. So they hate the man in the mirror. They hate what they see. They hate how they feel. They hate how they can't function. They hate how they can't do anything. They hate all of it. And then it's propagated further by society with this dad bod bullshit. And that came around because people got soft and they wanted to have a softer landing ground. And if the standards are lower, it makes it easier to, reach the standards. Don't lower your fucking standards. Raise your standards and do better. Don't lower your standards to fit in with average and mediocrity. Raise your fucking standards and stand out from the crowd. I don't know about you, but my goal is to be an uncommon man amongst uncommon men. And I am not even a fraction of the fucking way there yet. But I got time. And I'm working on it every day. I'm doing the work to progress towards that. And that's the point. That we can be living this life that on the surface level we're like, everything's okay, everything's average, everything is good enough. The two worst words in the English language, good enough. No, we have to strive for more, we have to be more, we have to do more. You can't settle for average, you have to push forward in all areas of your life. And it starts at fitness, it starts at health and fitness, it starts in that dedication. Because it is the simplest and most direct path to teach yourself all of the aspects that come in other areas. To teach that grit, to teach that fortitude, to teach that mental toughness, to teach that discipline. It starts with fitness. And it starts with doing it every single day. I do it every single day. It's a zero choice mentality. Every day I get up and I go for my weighted walk. Every single day I get up and I work out. Every single day I eat an animal-based diet. Every single day I drink 4 liters of water, and every single day I take my progress photos. And I keep forgetting to add this one in, but it's also true. And every single day I have a cold shower and I ground and I get daily sunlight. Every single day. Because how I show up matters. Showing up as the best version of myself fucking matters. And this is a simple format of discipline that matters, and yet it shows. It is a beacon to the world that I have this discipline. And I get people who are like, but surely you'll overtrain. Most people have never worked hard enough in their entire life to overtrain. And there's this notion of, my body's sore, I've overtrained. No, it's fucking worked. Yeah, it's gonna be sore because you've actually worked it for the first time properly. Those first few months I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, I'm gonna put it all out there for you. They're gonna be hard. They're gonna suck a little bit because you are redefining who you are as a man. You are redefining what you expect from your body. You are redefining the process that you are putting it through. You are killing off the man you used to be to become the man you know you should be. Every time that you make a definitive decision and not a flash in the pan decision, you are killing the man that you used to be. And that is a hard pill to swallow. You have to redefine how you define yourself. You have to redefine your values. You have to redefine what you will tolerate. Because we don't get in our life what we want and desire, we get what we will fucking tolerate. And if you aren't happy with your life, that is your fault right now. Because that's what you were tolerating. That is what you have gone out and you have tolerated. Time and time again. Our life is a direct reflection of our actions. So What you have right now is a reflection of the things that you are willing to tolerate, a reflection of the things that you were willing to accept. So, if you aren't happy with it, it's time to change the game. It's time to do something different. It's time to be something different and stop tolerating those things. Stop tolerating the mediocrity. Stop tolerating the average. Stop tolerating the dopamine chasing. Because you have the time, you have the capacity, you have the option. You are just choosing to spend it on other things. You know? Everyone has the same hours in the day. It comes down to what you're willing to invest that time into. What you're willing to commit to. What you're willing to sacrifice. And I hate using that term, but it's the one that makes the most sense. So are you willing to sacrifice dopamine chasing? Are you willing to sacrifice junk food, TV, social media, drugs, alcohol, porn, any of those things that are just this instant gratification chasing that doesn't serve you? And it is wild to me, and I keep having these conversations, but it is absolutely wild to me how many people will question you for giving that up. Nobody questions you when you drink alcohol. Nobody questions you when you piss away time watching TV or on your phone. Nobody questions you even if you do drugs, really, unless you're a complete addict. Nobody questions these things. But you try and make a stand for your health and fitness, to be the best version of yourself, to chase your greatness, to excel, to elevate, to rise up. Oh no, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Take a day off. Rest a little bit. Why do you invest so much time in that? Why don't you just chill? Why don't you take it easy? Because I fucking want more from my life. I want to achieve more. I want to deliver more. I want to be more. I want to be the best version. I want to reach the end of my life and go, I left everything on the fucking table. I put it all out there to see. I don't want to have questions of if I could have done more. I have those regrets from earlier in my life, and I don't want them for the rest of my life. I don't want to leave any stone unturned, leave any option on the table that I could have done more, that I could have achieved more. I don't want to live this life with any fucking regrets about the choices that I made. And I can guarantee you I am not going to get to the end of my life and be like, oh, fuck, man, I wish I watched more TV, or fuck, I wish I scrolled on social media more. Fuck no. I want to do things. I want to have experiences. I want to achieve things in life. I want to have the life that I dream of, that others wish they could have. And that starts with your health and fitness, and it builds from there. So no, I will not regret giving those things up. And it's this mind-boggling one that everyone will push back on you for trying to better your life, because they will not understand, because you hold up this mirror to them of what is possible and shows how weak and how much they're lacking. And you cannot let them bring you down. You cannot let them hold you back. You cannot let them stop you from doing the work that you are called to do. And no, it is not going to be easy. And no, it is not going to be simple. But it is work that must get done. It is work that must be pushed forward, because this is the work that matters. This is the work that changes a life and sets a standard for your family. And yeah, as I said, I have regrets from earlier in my life. I feel like I could have achieved more earlier in my life if I'd been willing to sacrifice a little bit more, to give up a little bit more, to push a little bit more. And I don't ever want those feelings again. I don't want to spend my life living in quiet desperation because I chose to sedate myself instead of doing the motherfucking work. I don't want to live that life, and nor should you. You have the opportunity for greatness. You can chase your greatness and achieve incredible things if you are willing to sacrifice the things that do not fucking matter. You can have that life. The question is, what are you willing to give up for it? What are you willing to sacrifice for, and to stand in the scrutiny of others for. Because I'd rather live my life as an uncommon man amongst uncommon men. I'd rather live my life to the fullest than question what I could have done or who I could be if I actually did the work. I don't want to lead that way. I don't want to lead a life of quiet desperation. I want to leave a life of fulfillment, that I left it all out there, that I left a legacy for my children, that I led by example, and they lead incredible lives because of the choices I made, that they can do anything and everything they want in their life because of the choices I made. That is the burden I have chosen to carry, and I refuse to be kowtowed to anything else. So yes, I will stand forth, and I will stand tall as a beacon of what is possible through discipline and grit and mental fortitude. I will stand strong in that, and I will get that shit done. And no, it is not easy. No, there are days that I don't want to do this. And yet I have to, because I don't want to leave anything on the fucking table. I don't want to leave this life with any regrets. And it also comes down to pushing into those next levels and elevating into higher levels of it. Because I've discussed it before. There are plenty of areas where I am still unsatisfied, where I haven't been able to fully apply this level of discipline and haven't shown up as my best version yet. And that leaves me frustrated. It leaves me irritated with myself that I cannot elevate those, well, not that I cannot, that I haven't. That is a good correction. I need to catch those words, and you need to catch those words as well, that I haven't elevated that game high enough yet, that I haven't been able to push myself in those areas hard enough yet. But the emphasis on the word is yet, because I don't want to live with any regrets. I don't want to leave this life regretting those decisions. So I'm finding a way. I'm finding a way to push harder into this. I'm finding a way to dig deeper. I'm finding a way to be a better version. And a lot of that comes from A, setting the standards, and B, being held accountable to those standards. Because we can all talk a big game. We can all talk about things like this. But it's being held accountable to the standards that's the difference. To walk the walk, not just talk the talk. To live your life at that maximum capacity. I wholeheartedly believe that I have conquered in the disciplined format fitness. I think I've got that down to the T. And it's now time to elevate the game in other areas. From business to finance, from my mental capacity, from my growth in those areas. And it means, as I said, sacrificing the things that don't serve any value. And it means sacrificing those things that society will judge you for giving up on and question you. But you cannot let that happen. You cannot let the doubts of others hold you back from doing what you know needs to be done, from doing the work that is required. You cannot reach the end of your life with regrets, and you will never regret doing the work. You will never regret going all in on yourself and seeing what you can achieve. That is the best thing you can do with your life, and it's the greatest thing that you can pass on to your kids. So let's go forth and do that. Let's go forth and do the work and live our life as the best version of ourselves, and live our life as if we are not going to have any regrets. Because if you leave it all out on the table, you won't have any regrets. And that's the difference. And that's how we make a change. So that's all I have for you. Now, as always, if you found value in this, if you took note of it, if you know someone who could benefit from it, please like, comment, subscribe, and send it to them. Help me spread this word. Next, if you're ready to dip your toe in the water and see who you can become, please click the link in my bio. Grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. Lastly, if you know it's time to go all in, to sacrifice the things that don't matter, and to start seeing who you can become when you go all in on yourself. Start with that fitness habit, that halo habit, and see how it spiderwebs into everything else in your life. And message me. Let's get you into chasing greatness, and let's see who you can become on the other side. Until then.